the mirror you never knew you were. There is something that happens when certain people walk into a room. Not an explosion, not a grand entrance. Just a quiet, almost imperceptible shift. Like the air pressure changes slightly, like something that was slightly off has suddenly found its balance. People look up without knowing why. Conversations pause for half a second, and then everyone pretends they did not notice, because noticing feels like admitting something they are not quite ready to admit. You probably do not feel any of this happening. That is the first thing worth understanding. The people who create the most profound on others are almost always the ones least aware of it. Not because they are oblivious, but because what they carry feels so natural to them, so simply and completely themselves, that they cannot imagine it being anything remarkable to anyone else. It is just Tuesday. It's just how they dress, how they talk, how they move through a room. It does not feel special from the room. It does not feel special from the inside, but from the outside, it is something else entirely. Here is what nobody really explains about attraction. The kind that builds slowly into a genuine crush. The kind that stays with a person long after the moment has passed. It is almost never just about beauty. Beauty gets attention. Beauty turns heads. But beauty alone does not make someone replay a conversation 3 days later while they are trying to fall asleep. Beauty alone does not make someone's stomach drop when a name appears on their phone. Something else does that. Something quieter and far more powerful. What does that is the feeling of being in the presence of someone who is completely, unapologetically themselves. And that specific rare quality is what you carry without even realizing it. Think about how most people move through the world. They are constantly adjusting. Constantly reading the room, shrinking a little here, performing a little there, editing themselves in real time based on who is watching and what they think is expected. It is exhausting, actually, when you step back and look at it. Most people are so busy managing how they are perceived that they barely have room left to just exist. And so when they encounter someone who is not doing any of that, someone who is simply fully present as themselves, it hits them somewhere deep, somewhere they did not expect. It does not just attract them, it disarms them. And here is where it's psychologically interesting, the part that most people never articulate, even to themselves. When someone encounters a person who is completely settled in who they are, it does not just feel attractive. It feels like a mirror, and mirrors are confronting things. Because when you stand in front of someone who knows themselves deeply, who does not seem to be searching or performing or apologizing for taking up space, you are suddenly very aware of all the ways you are still doing exactly that. All the ways you are still auditioning for a version of yourself you have not quite become yet. All the uncertainty you carry quietly, hoping nobody notices. And what happens in that moment is fascinating. Some people are drawn forward by it, toward you, toward the possibility of what it might feel like to exist that freely. Others feel a spike of something that looks like nervousness, but is actually something more layered. It is not fear of you, it is the sudden, uncomfortable awareness of themselves. That nervousness people feel around you, it was never really about you. It was about what you made them see in themselves. This is the thing that crushes are actually made of more often than anyone admits. Not just the surface attraction, the smile, the style, the effortless grace, but the emotional experience of being around someone who makes you feel both completely at ease and quietly accountable, both welcomed and seen, and being truly seen even by someone who is not trying to see you is an intensely vulnerable experience. You make people feel that, not intentionally, not strategically, simply by being who you are fully, without apology. And that is an extraordinarily rare thing to give someone. There is a particular moment that happens between people, one of those small, ordinary moments that somehow carries enormous weight. Someone is talking to you and you are listening. Really listening, not waiting for your turn, not mentally composing your response, just actually present. And the person talking feels it. They feel the difference between being heard and being truly received. And something in them relaxes that they did not even realize was tense. That moment changes things. Because what people are starving for, underneath all the noise and the busyness and the curated versions of themselves they put forward every day, is exactly that. To be received. Well, to feel like who they are is interesting, is worthy, is worth paying attention to. And when you offer that, even casually, even in passing, it lands somewhere deep in a person. Well, it becomes a feeling they want to find again. And so they think about you, not because you did anything extraordinary, but because you made them feel something they had been quietly missing. Well, now here's the part that carries a kind of unexpected sadness to it. And it is important, so stay with it for a moment. Most people will never tell you any of this. Well, they will not come to you and say, being around you makes me feel like I can breathe. They will not say, well, there is something about the way you carry yourself that makes me want to be better. They will not say, well, I replayed our conversation 4 times this week because it was the most real I have felt in months. They will not say any of it. Well, they will just hover. They will find reasons to be near you. They will mention your name to their friends more than they mean to. They will overthink a text. They will laugh a little too loudly when you are around, trying to be noticed by someone who already notices more than they realize. And you will wonder why people sometimes act strangely in your presence, when the answer is simply that they do not quite know what to do with what they feel. You have probably spent time in your life wondering whether you are too much or not enough. Most people have at some point. But what you may not have considered is that for certain people, you are simply exactly right. And that is the most disorienting thing of all. There is a deep human tendency to be more comfortable with people who are still figuring it out. People who are a little lost feel familiar. People who are searching feel relatable. But someone who is genuinely found, someone who has done enough of the inner work to know who they are and to stand in that without flinching, that person feels different. Not better in a hierarchical sense. Different in a way that is both inspiring and quietly a little confronting. Because you cannot project onto someone who is clear. You cannot fill in the blanks of a person who has already filled them in themselves. And so the only option is to see them as they actually are. And to decide, honestly, whether that is something you are ready for. This is why the mystery around you is not manufactured. It is not a strategy. It is simply the natural result of someone who is whole enough not to need to explain themselves constantly. You do not overshare. Not because you are withholding, but because you already know the difference between being open and being transparent. You can be warm, genuinely warm, while still keeping the most sacred parts of yourself private. And that distinction, that quiet, elegant boundary, is something most people have never encountered before. So they want to know more. They want to understand what is beneath the surface. Not because you are hiding something dark or complicated, but because depth is genuinely interesting. And you have it. You carry it naturally, the still water that runs deep. And here is the deepest realization, the one worth sitting with long after everything else. The effect you have on people is not about your appearance, though that is real. It is not about your style, though that is real too. It is not even entirely about your calm, your groundedness, your self-possession, though all of those things matter. The deepest truth is this. You affect people so profoundly because you remind them of something they have lost, or perhaps something they have not yet found. Something about being around you makes people feel the distance between who they are and who they have always wanted to be. And that feeling is uncomfortable. But it is also quietly hopeful. because hope, even the small unconscious kind, is magnetic. You are not just someone people are attracted to. You are someone people feel inspired by without knowing the word for it. Well, you are the version of self-possession they are still working toward. And when they are around you, even briefly, something in them believes, just for a moment, that it might actually be possible. That is not a small thing to be for someone. That is not a casual thing to carry. And you may never know the full extent of it, may never see the quiet impact of a single conversation, a single smile, a single moment of being genuinely seen by you. But it is there. It is real. And it matters in ways that rarely get spoken out loud. So the next time someone acts a little nervous around you, or tries too hard, or goes quiet when you walk in, and understands that what you are witnessing is not really about you at all. Well, it is a person encountering their own reflection. It is someone feeling, perhaps for the first time in a while, the sharp and tender awareness of who they are standing next to who they could be. And the fact that your simple, honest presence does that for people, that is the most remarkable thing about you. Dear soul, if these words have found you at this exact moment, please don't dismiss them as just another message. Maybe your heart needed to hear this today because you've been carrying things you never told anyone about. Maybe you've smiled while hurting. Maybe you've stayed strong while quietly wondering, how much longer? Maybe there were nights when you prayed, cried, and asked God if he had forgotten you. He hasn't. So before you leave, take a deep breath, place your hand over your heart, and speak this promise over your life. I am chosen. I am loved. I am not forgotten. God has not abandoned my story. What is meant for me will find me in his perfect timing. My heart will heal. My prayers will be answered. And my story is still being written. Say it again. And this time, don't just repeat the words. Feel them. Let them reach the part of you that became tired from waiting. Let them reach the part of you that stopped believing because disappointment came too many times. Let them reach the heart that gave love, received pain, and still somehow kept hoping. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not being punished because things haven't happened yet. Sometimes God is working in places your eyes cannot see. Sometimes the silence is not absence. Sometimes the delay is protecting you from receiving something before you are ready to carry it. And one day, you may look back at this season and realize that the tears you cried were not wasted. The waiting was not wasted. The heartbreak was not wasted. Every prayer you whispered when nobody was listening was heard. So hold on. Your story is not ending in the place where you thought it would. If this message touched something deep inside you, share it with someone who needs it. Someone out there maybe sitting alone tonight, feeling forgotten, wondering whether they should keep believing. Well, they may be one message away from finding hope again. Let that message be this one. Well, and if you feel moved to support this mission of spreading faith-filled and prophetic encouragement, you can leave a super thanks. Whether it's $5, $10, $20, or whatever amount God places on your heart, your generosity helps these messages continue reaching people who may be silently fighting battles no one else can see. May God bless every person who gives from a sincere heart. May He return your generosity with overflowing grace, open doors, divine favor, peace, restoration, and blessings that arrive at exactly the right moment. And for the person who cannot give anything, please know this. Your presence still matters. Your prayer matters. Your comment matters. Your faith matters. You are part of this family. Together, we are creating a place where broken hearts can breathe again, where discouraged souls can find hope again, and where people who thought they had been forgotten can be reminded of one beautiful truth. God has not forgotten you. Your story is still being written. And the chapter you're living through right now may not be the chapter where everything makes sense, but it could be the chapter that prepares you for everything you've been praying for. Water first, coffee second. Somebody here needs to hear that. Water first, coffee second. I have no idea what message is about to come through today, but I feel like it's going to be something good. It feels like something is ramping up. I'm hearing something is coming to a close so that something new can begin. So you might be closing out some kind of cycle. I'm hearing a lack mindset cycle. Like you're moving from a mindset of lack or like money blockages into complete freedom and expansion, like something really, I'm hearing the words like powerful breakthrough, late night thoughts, or like working late at night. You might be putting in extra hours, or it just feels as if you're going to have like some sort of creative flow come through you. And it feels like you're just showing up in your life with a lot more passion. So we're going to dive into this. Angels, thank you so much. What is it we need to know? What is it you need to know? Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, you're going to be reaping the rewards of something here. The Emperor, the Lovers. Okay. I had a feeling there was going to be love coming through, so we're going to dive into that. Eight of Swords and Four of Wands. God, you're releasing so much baggage from the past. Like, it just feels like you're getting a chance at new love. And the King of Pentacles, this person is very abundant, very rich, not just in finances, but in heart, like in the way that they show up in their life. Two of Wands on the Judgment, you thought you were going to have to do it alone. God said, no, hold on tight. I'm taking you somewhere. Queen of Cups, let go. Hold on tight, but at the same time, like, let me take control is what the universe is saying. And Strength, you're showing up here as a very strong individual. Okay, so let's dive into this a little bit deeper. Seven of Pentacles. Like I said, you're cultivating something. You planted seeds. Somewhere along the way, you showed up, you put in the work, you were putting in the effort, but here's the thing, is like this doesn't feel as if it's asking you to sacrifice, like tear shedding and it more so just feels as if the universe wants to give to you, and all you have to do is kind of notice it and receive it. Like, it's not this energy of you need to do more in order to receive this. No, it's more like you need to align with the right frequency of the things that you're doing. You need to be doing the right things, and that doesn't mean more. It just means the right things that align you with this gift, with this abundance. And the Emperor followed by the Lovers to me is like support. Like, you're going to have a support system. I'm seeing like you spending a lot of time like cuddling in bed, or like slow mornings for some reason are coming through. Like, you and this person really value each other's presence in the mornings, because you know that once you get up out of that bed, like, it's go time. Like, you have things to do, you have places to be, you have goals to accomplish. You are both working towards a similar goal is what's coming through. Like, you and this person share similar beliefs when it comes to how to upgrade your life, like how you are showing up in your life. Very committed to your health, very committed to your mental health, your physical health as well. You and this person are very physical together. You spend a lot of time connecting to each other's bodies, and just like really, I'm seeing like the way that this person just appreciates, like it feels like worships your body is what's coming through. And you're very receptive because you've entered the Seven of Pentacles energy. So you're able to receive this level of love. And also, this person is very committed to you is what it feels like. It feels like this person is very strong-minded. Like they have a lot of responsibility, or it feels as if they know that whatever they are working towards requires them to carry like deep levels of responsibility. And the Eight of Swords followed by the Four of Wands, you are breaking out of this. That's that lack mindset energy. Like you are no longer held back by what you have experienced in past connections. You are no longer held back by even like the spirals that your mind tries to make. Oh my gosh. The spirals that your mind tries to make, the stories that your mind tries to spin about this being something like the past. You are so much stronger in your mind. You're actually able to see, oh, this isn't the past. Like, this is something completely new. This is a new cycle happening for you in love. And in this love, like in this cycle, in this time in your life, in this season, you get it all. I mean, I immediately heard you get the ring, you get the commitment, you get the prosperity, you get to feel what it actually feels like to be supported in love, and to have a partner who is like there for you, by your side, rooting for you, wants to see you succeed, is doing certain things in your life for you that help you to succeed. And you are also showing up in that same energy. It's like little things that you do for this person, little thoughtful actions or thoughtful moments. But it just feels as if you're moving in the same direction together. Like I said, this person is very rich in their heart, rich in their mind, rich in their bank account. This person knows how to save and knows how to invest. They know how to spend. They definitely want to spend on you. They are very wise with their finances is what's coming through, and wise with their heart and their time and their energy. Like, this person, a lot of people kind of underestimate this person's energy. It's giving like sleeper build, or like sleeper, like people don't see as much as this person sees. Like, this person is very perceptive, very intuitive, very good match for you, like frequency match for you. It just makes sense because the way that your mind works, this person's mind works in a similar way. And so you are often on the same wavelength, and you might be able to like communicate with one another in the spiritual, like you might be having a thought about this person and suddenly they text you, or they might be having a thought about you and suddenly you think, and then like you anyway, you just communicate, like you're on the same energetic wavelength. And the Judgment card, Judgment and the Two of Wands. You are not meant to do this season alone. You might resonate with that message. You think that you are. There's something about like you thinking, or you just choosing to move forward on your own, regardless of what's happening around you, regardless of what somebody else chooses. You are moving forward, and you're choosing to show up for yourself in a very powerful energy. The Four of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and the Strength. The universe is guiding you into such a strong connection, like with your body, with your mind, with your feminine essence. Like, your feminine qualities are about to be really brought to the surface. And so there's like softness, lightness, ease, but authority. Like the Queen of Cups, she's able to dance and flow like this through the world because she knows exactly who she is. She knows exactly the way that she's showing up in her life. And she's not afraid to be that. Like, she's not afraid to take up space. She's not afraid to throw her arms out and dance even when nobody is, and when nobody is looking. Like, you are doing things in your life when nobody is looking that are going to put you in a spotlight that when people are looking, they won't be able to stop. Like they will not be able to keep their eyes off of you. That is the energy that you are in. You are showing up so strong with like a fierce passion for your life.